My name is Swasey. Alice Hoffman is an American novelist who writes adult fiction incorporating magical realism as well as young adult fiction. In novels Faithful, Fortune's Daughter, and The Probable Future, Hoffman's female protagonists must work to redefine their identities after experiencing extreme change in their lives. Shelby of the novel Faithful faces mental health issues and family estrangement as a result of survivor's guilt. She must make an effort to accept that her personal identity is not wrapped up in the mistakes she has made. Similarly, the traumatic teenage pregnancy that Lila experiences in Fortune's Daughter causes her estrangement from her own parents. In The Probable Future, 3 generations of the Sparrow family must reconcile their relationships with one another before their matriarch succumbs to pancreatic cancer. As the female protagonists of Hoffman's work experience great change in their lives, usually traumatic, they must work to redefine their identities, which can only happen once they have repaired their broken relationships with family. While the protagonists of Hoffman's fictional work struggle with their identities, in 1955, 14-year-old Emmett Till was brutally murdered due to his identity. Till's death was motivated by racism and rooted in the history of lynching. The 14-year-old African-American boy was brutally murdered due to his racial identity. After entering into a local grocery store, he was quickly accused of assaulting the cashier, Carolyn Bryant, who was a white woman. As a result, Till was brutally murdered. By 1955, African Americans across the country began the struggle of receiving justice. Emmett Till's murder was a spark in the history of activism and resistance, which later on became known as the Civil Rights Movement. The Civil Rights Movement led to great change for African Americans across the world, including the ban of racial discrimination. The sight of Till's disfigured body showed that he was treated as if his life did not matter and opened the eyes for many to realize the connection of their voices and history.